Sunshine. Today I am going to help you learn how to make beer bread. 1 second, let me show you what ingredients you will need. You're going to need butter, sugar, flour, baking powder, salt, and beer, but I will not show it in this video just in case. We'll also need a measuring cup, a teaspoon, and technically a 1/4 cup, but I will use this 1/2 cup, a sifter, a bread pan, and a mixing bowl. First and more importantly, wash your hands first for 20 seconds. Sing the ABCs, and then rinse your hands off. Then preheat your oven to 375. Next, you'll want to measure out 3 cups of your flour. And then you'll want to pour 1 cup of flour at a time in your sifter, and then sift through the flour 1 cup at a time. The more you sift, the softer your bread will be. If you don't sift your flour, your bread will become very, very hard. Measure out 3 teaspoons of baking powder and add it to your dry mix. After that, measure out 1 teaspoon of salt, add it to the dry mix. Next, measure out a 1/4 cup of sugar, add it to the dry mix. Next, take a whisk, go ahead and mix all of your dry ingredients very thoroughly together. And if you want to, you don't have to, I go ahead and I re-sift my entire dry mix just to make sure it's all nice and mixed together. Next, you'll want to put a little dip in the middle of your dry mix. So you're going to want to take your beer, and it doesn't matter what kind of beer you have. And like I said, just in case, I didn't want to show the beer can on the video, but I chose Budweiser just because I had it on hand. But you can choose any, just like a pumpkin ale or any kind of flavor that you like. It's just that the yeast in the beer helps feed the dough and make it rise while it's in the oven. So, and of course, while it's baking, it bakes all the alcohol out, so it is safe, perfectly safe for anybody to eat, even your child. So you go ahead and you take your beer, and then you pour it in the center that you made in your dough. It'll overflow a little too, and that's okay. This is the part of the recipe where you can make it your own. You can leave it here and just make it purely a beer bread, but I myself love making cheddar beer bread, so I'm going to add some shredded cheddar cheese into our mix here. I suggest chives, onions, parsley, anything like that that does well as a savory bread will go really well in it. So I'm going to go ahead and eye this, but I'm going to pour about a cup, maybe 2 cups in there. Okay. Now, next is the fun part, where usually you can let your kid, after of course you make sure that their hands are very, very nice and clean, or if you have some gloves, you go ahead and you let them mix the mix with their hands until it becomes a sticky dough-like substance, just like bread. Once you have your mixture all ready in the dough form, you go ahead and you take your bread pan and a spatula, and you go ahead and get some butter, and then you want to spread it along the inside of this bread pan and get a little layer of butter around the edges so it doesn't stick, but it also makes the outside of the bread a little bit brown. Once your pan's greased up, put about a 1/4 cup of butter into a microwave safe cup, and then melt your butter in the microwave for about 15 seconds. Next, you'll want to get your bread dough into the loaf pan. Make sure to scrape all the dough out, and then level it into your bread pan. You can go ahead and knock the bread pan around like this to get it even too. Once it's where you like it, go ahead and take that melted cup of butter, pour it over the outside. Next, we'll go ahead and once your oven's preheated, go ahead and pop it in and set a timer for 60 minutes or an hour. Once it's done, go ahead, take it out of your oven, and it may look a little bit white, but it's definitely going to have a hard crust on the top right there. So you go ahead, take it out, and you want to cool it for at least 15 minutes. And there you have it. You have yourself a beer bread, or in my case, a cheddar beer bread. It should look very light in color, but like I said, the outside should have a crunchy shell on it. Hope you enjoy your beer bread, and oh, I forgot to say, you can also thinly slice this, make it as sandwich bread, toast it. I like putting jelly on it myself. Jelly and bacon is really good on this bread. Whatever ideas you have, go ahead and share it with the rest of Sunshine and the teachers. We would love to see what you did with this. Have a good day.